Hey, I'm Anfa. This is a short Liblast development update. The current state of the game is... I'll show you. So some new stuff is the mute option. So we can mute the audio with the M key. But it also does it automatically if you switch away from the window. And it also slows down the frame rate. As you can see now, it's 1 frame per second. That's to mostly ease it with development. If I'm gonna have, 4 instances of this running, I don't want each one of them rendering frames constantly, so it slows down the rendering. And I'm also using a little like a Unicode character here for the mute symbol. I tested and it works on Windows as well, so that's really cool. I think that's really funny. All right, so another thing that have been changed is the bots are shooting each other. That's what the sound is. I think I'm gonna turn down the game sound though. Oh, it turned off because I switched away. Okay, yeah, that's okay. So you can see there is a new background. I reworked the background thing a bit, had some fun with particles, shaders, and yeah, I wanted to make something more interesting visually. So to test some things, what can I do with different things? There is a authentication server running. There's a public server. So if you just go to liblast.st, click on code, clone the game, make sure you do this with large file storage, LFS, and run the game. You have this online shown, and that means you can log into an account, which will actually authenticate you with the server if you've created an account, and send you a session token. And this will let you authenticate with game servers as well, so that the servers can say who's authenticated, who isn't. This will be important because you will be able to register a single name, so that nobody can use this exact display name if you are a registered user. So registering an account lets you ensure that nobody can use your name. This of course is not implemented yet. Storing the avatar online is implemented. This gets uploaded to the server. If I click that, let's see what happens. Oh, a wrong Godot instance. Yeah, something didn't work out. I didn't test that function in a while. I don't really know what happened there, but it didn't work out. Oh well, we have another instance. Let's log into here as well. Let's unmute it, M key. Yeah, so you can load your avatar, set your name, set your color. I also want to add a 3D model, like a rotating 3D model that will show how this will look in game, and also let you upload your face texture, so your character can have a custom face. But this is not as important right now, so let's go to the game. What you can do is you can host a game right now. It automatically populates this drop-down with existing map files. So if you put a new scene into the map folder, and as long as it's not starting with an underscore, it's going to be here, and you'll be able to join that map. And what happens is it spawns the map, it spawns you in the map, and you can run around. You can also fly around. Oh, the jetpack sound works, that's cool. I forgot that even worked. Yeah, so the character controller works. Yeah, I've been tweaking the damping, so air damping or air drag, so you can now jump quite a bit higher. Maybe I'll need to turn down the jetpack fuel amount so you can't go as high, but this is all gonna be, yeah, the time for this is gonna come later when we're balancing the maps and stuff. Basics work, so your character controller sends commands to your character passes that to the character movement object, which sends information to the HUD, heads-up display, that your special move is called jetpack and how much of it is there, which updates in the bottom right corner. Yeah, what else is there? There is a drop-down console, as you probably know. You can change things. There's lots of things that could be added to the console. One thing you can do is you can kill yourself or kill everyone. But because respawning isn't implemented yet, that doesn't really work. So you can shoot. There is no effects right now for it. What is there is a little special shadow around a dynamic shadow around the crosshair. You may see that. And if I look at the bright white side, there is a tiny bit of shadow around my crosshair that lets me see where the crosshair is. Maybe I should tune it to be a little bit more pronounced. Basically, in some situations where you couldn't see it, there is this tiny shadow that helps you. Also, the music will gently fade in and out. The menu music will gently fade in and out when you open the menu. I think it works pretty cool. Like, if you just open it up to check one thing, it's barely even there. And probably there's going to be different music in game. Or no music at all. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so this is like, you can do this single player. The most important thing is, however, is making this work in multiplayer, so you can connect from a different computer and play together. There is no public game server running as of yet because the multiplayer isn't working. So I'm gonna Alt-Tab from this, and as you can see, it proceeded to cap the frame rate. And the heads-up display where you're in game actually displays your frames per second, and it shows if you are capped to a certain frame rate. And the half opaque mute symbol shows that this is automatic muting, not manual muting. Manual muting always has like a precedence, so auto mute will not unmute the manual mute, etc. Also, what is cool about the muting, I think. Okay, let me clean up because this is my crash counter for. Hello? Yeah, that's my crash counter for music live streams, but we're not needing it. It's also a game made in Godot that does that. All right, so let me switch out to Godot and let me. You know what? Let's start 2 instances and even more. Let's start 4 instances and we can see what happens if you try to run this in multiplayer. I've been getting some help from Thales, who is a maintainer of the multiplayer code, networking code in Godot. And that is really awesome because, well, getting help from the Godot team is the ultimate best thing I could ask for to be able to make this game work. And I hope it's going to also become a showcase for Godot 4. I think this is the most advanced FPS project made with Godot 4 so far, and for sure a multiplayer FPS 1. And I really want to keep that up and make this game a good showcase for Godot 4. Okay, so now we can proceed with an account and connect to the local host, and you'll see what happens. So we do connect, but there are a couple of things wrong. First, I have no control over my character whatsoever. Right? If I Alt-Tab and switch to the previous one, I can also don't have any control over my character. But if I press C to change the current camera to a third person, that triggers a refresh in the code, and it actually gives the camera back to my my character. So the characters have a string, a number, which it corresponds to the peer ID of the. Let me maximize this window. This number corresponds to the peer ID of the network peer, so the identifier of the network peer. So if I'm a server, my peer ID is always 1. So that's what you can tell. The bot badge is just the default. These obviously aren't bots, but yeah, that didn't change that up. So the problem here is this character didn't actually refresh which is it viewed from first person or third person. So both first and third person models are visible, which of course is bad. And it also, you have no way of controlling it. Let's unmaximize this. And let's see if yeah, I don't think this character even sees anything on the other side. So let's try and connect 2 more players to this game. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so now I'm controlling the server's character, but you can see I'm seeing it from a third-person perspective, yet the third-person models are not visible. The first-person models are, which is quite bizarre. So I'm now using the jetpack. I can unmute this one. So if I press C and press it again, I'm back to the controlling my character, like to viewing the world from the eyes of the character I'm controlling. And the 3 peers are here. So they spawned in, but they can't do anything. I can shoot them. Dying is not implemented yet, really, so that doesn't do anything. But they can't see anything, they can't control anything, they really can't do anything. So there's certainly some problems with the networking code, or more like networking code is not working right now, pretty much. So I hope to sit down with Thales to this and get it working so that you can actually host a game and just run around and play with people. He's been showing me awesome things about the new Godot scene replication stuff. Oh, okay. I'm gonna minimize all of that. And yeah, we've been doing some boilerplate work. I've been like working out the game state thing and like multiplayer state. Managing, spawning things, starting servers, clients. This is something else. I also made a test launcher, but I think I've shown this before. Yeah, so that's how it looks for now. Nothing too amazing, but yeah, I think we're making progress, and hopefully a new version that will be playable and will be possible to just make a game and run around. Simple. I hope we'll manage to do that before the end of the year. So I hope in December there will be another release of Liblast that will finally bring back a playable version of the game. And what definitely will be new is you will be able to all make accounts. I mean, you can make accounts already, and the passwords are all stored as hashes. Actually, they are transferred as secure hashes. Let me just log into the server that runs this. Yeah, so this is my infra server. I think I'm gonna do. Oh, okay, no, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I'm gonna shorten it a little bit, and I'll show you what happens if we spawn if we start an instance of the game. So this little online thing that shows, tells you that you've connected to the infra server. which is a shorthand for infrastructure server. The infrastructure server is what holds information about user accounts. I can maybe maximize this and show you around. Yeah, so you see when I was logging in, when I was logging in, there's this whole procedure. And if it matches, then you get a login token, blah, blah, blah. Then you're authenticated using that token and you're good to go. Now, the test database. Oh yeah, I think I moved it to a different place. Yeah, it's here now. So let's go bat testing database. Oh, there is no bat here. Okay, that's unfortunate. Let's go less. I have no bat, and I must less. Yeah, so this is the database. This holds tables. The first table is user accounts, table 0. So this is my name. These are active tokens. There's a password salt, and there's a password hash generated from the password using this salt. So as you can see, your password is never stored on the server. Only a hash with a salted hash is. So when you log in, the infra server checks if your login exists. If it does, it sends you this password salt and asks you for a password. So then you type in your password and the game client salts this password with this salt and hashes it and sends that back. Then this is compared to the stored hash. If that's correct, a token is generated and sent back to you and added to the list of active tokens. Table number 2 is valid of tokens. And it's also like duplicated in the table of user accounts. So you can like access what are all valid tokens, and then you can access what are valid tokens for each user. This is possibly gonna need some redesign later. And the third table, number 2, because we're starting from 0, will be game servers. So we'll have all the data about running game servers, public game servers. And you will get this data when you connect and you open up a server browser to get all the information. So if you want, you can make an account. I will see it. What is stored here is the Unix time of the account creation. Yeah, there also should be like, there's also something called storage. Let me get to the storage. Oh, storage is empty currently. Okay, what about storage trash? Okay, nothing in storage. So storage is kind of like object storage. The idea is when you make an account and you log in or you like define your avatar, like this is a chunk of binary data. So this gets sent to the infrastructure server and it gets put here into storage. And then there's a database, no, that's just storage. And it's the file is called the hash of your data. So then you just remember what is the hash of the data block you need. And you store that as your avatar in the database instead of the actual data. And then when you need the data, you just ask around, hey, someone has the data block of this hash. You check locally, because there is a local cache for the storage on your computer. If there isn't anything there, you can ask your current game server or the infra server. So the idea is that you'll fetch this people's avatars from the game servers you connected to, or if there is no, you will get that from the infrastructure server. But probably it's going to be like you connect to a game server. If you are authenticated, then your avatar is stored on the infra server. So the game server will be able to just fetch that from the infra server immediately, but it could also fetch that from you to like lighten the load on the infra server. And then it would distribute that to all the other players in the server so they can display your avatar and also a face texture and what have you. But the next time these same people join a game and you are there, they already have your avatar in their cache, in their local storage, so they don't need to download that. And that would save bandwidth. And the same like tech for data distribution would be used to, like, you know, share maps or mods or even maybe game updates. I don't know, there's lots of possibilities. I think that this is a neat thing. Yeah. Okay, that's all for now. I've been rambling for way too long. It's 20 minutes. Hopefully see you in the next update. I think I'm gonna work on some of the weapons stuff to give some visual feedback, like maybe work on the single player side of the things before I can meet up with Phallus again to work on the multiplayer things and get the network games running. And once that is going on, well, we're getting close to something playable. Alrighty. I'm gonna just show you Falling from Sky, because the spawn point is not properly set, so you just keep falling. I wonder if the same old bug works where you can just perpetually... No, it doesn't. Oh, I think I pressed T for chat, and chat is not implemented, so it crashed the game. Okay, that's a good way to stop. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update. Bye.